There are those who act and those who understand when to act. And there is one who whispers the art of foresight, who unveils the hidden currents beneath war, politics, and power. A knight not of conquest, but of knowledge. A guide for the ambitious, a strategist beyond the mortal plane. His name is Eligos. Eligos is not a spirit of reckless bloodshed, nor a mindless instrument of war. He is a tactician, a figure of control and insight, a presence that lingers behind those who shape the course of history. In the hierarchy of the Goetia, he is a duke, a title that signifies authority, influence, and command. Depending on the source, he rules over either 27 or 60 legions of spirits, each acting as an extension of his will. His power does not lie in brute strength, but in understanding the tides of power itself, when to act, when to wait, when to strike, and when to disappear into the shadows. His name appears in the oldest grimoires detailing the spirits of the Ars Goetia. The pseudo-monarchia Daemonum describes him as a noble knight, symbolizing his command over knowledge, war, and governance. The Dictionary Infernal further solidifies his identity as a master of strategy, a revealer of secrets hidden from common sight. He is a spirit who stands beside rulers and generals alike, whispering the path to victory, not only in war, but in the conflicts of life itself. Yet Eligos is no simple demon of battle. His true domain is foresight. He reveals hidden truths, uncovers concealed agendas, and offers guidance to those navigating the treacherous landscape of power. He does not force a hand. He illuminates the choices that others fail to see. To those who seek him with wisdom and purpose, he grants clarity. But for those who come with only greed or ambition untempered by discipline, his lessons can be far harsher. His presence is not destruction, but revelation, a force that, when understood, can change destinies. Eligos is most commonly described as a knight, armored, commanding, and ever watchful. His figure is one of power and precision, adorned with intricate plating that gleams in the dim light of infernal realms. In one hand, he bears a lance, a symbol of decisive action. In another, a standard, representing allegiance and authority. And sometimes he carries a scepter, marking him as more than a warrior, but a ruler of wisdom and governance. Unlike the chaotic forms of some Goetic spirits, Eligos' presence is deliberate and ordered. He is a manifestation of discipline, strategy, and the mastery of war's unseen forces. He is never alone. A powerful steed always accompanies him, no mere warhorse, but a creature of supernatural force. Some describe it as a skeletal mount, draped in ethereal banners that ripple with unseen winds, while others speak of a beast forged from black smoke, its hooves striking against the ground like rolling thunder. Not all who summon him see him in this knightly form. Some accounts describe him as a presence rather than a figure. In such manifestations, there is no clanking of armor or thundering hooves, only the subtle sensation of being watched by something far older and wiser than the summoner. The air becomes thick with the scent of aged parchment, iron, and the deep musk of old wine, as if war rooms of centuries past have opened their doors to the present. Everything about Eligos is steeped in meaning. The knight's armor is not merely protection, but a representation of chivalry, discipline, and the structured mind. His weapons, whether the lance, the standard, or the scepter, each symbolize different aspects of influence: action, command, and wisdom. His horse is momentum itself, a reminder that victory is seized not through brute force, but through intelligent motion. Even the color most associated with him, green, is not one of violence, but of growth, foresight, and diplomacy. Eligos is not a demon of mindless warfare. He is the quiet force behind leaders, the unseen advisor whose lessons are not easily ignored. Eligos is not a demon of chaos or brute force, nor does he revel in senseless destruction. His domain is foresight, strategy, and the understanding of power, how it moves, how it shifts, and how it can be wielded. He reveals secrets hidden from ordinary sight, uncovering the truths that lie beneath deception and misdirection. He is the guide of tacticians, commanders, and those who understand that the mind is the greatest weapon of all. He grants wisdom in war, but also in governance, negotiation, and political maneuvering. The favor of powerful figures is often won not through demands, but through understanding. The ability to read a room, to recognize opportunities before they arise, to turn rivals into allies. This is where Eligos excels, offering guidance to those who seek to rise through careful, measured action. It is said that Eligos is linked to Venus, a curious association for a spirit of war. Yet Venus does not rule over destruction. It governs charm, diplomacy, and persuasion, qualities that shape the world just as much as armies might. For those willing to listen, his lessons can be invaluable. But for those who seek only dominance without understanding, his path remains obscured, his counsel unreachable. To summon Eligos is to seek knowledge beyond the reach of ordinary minds. His presence is not one that overwhelms with force, but one that sharpens perception, granting insight into the threads of fate and the movements of power. His evocation requires careful preparation. His sigil, inscribed upon parchment or engraved in metal, acts as a key to his presence. Green, the color of intellect and foresight, is sacred to him, as is silver, representing the discipline of warriors. Offerings are not given as bribes, but as symbols of intent, aged wine for wisdom, weapons to honor his command over strategy, and depictions of knights or banners to signify respect for his knowledge. The greater the understanding behind the ritual, the more likely he is to respond. Those who seek Eligos come from many walks of life. He grants clarity to those at crossroads, offering visions of hidden paths and opportunities yet to unfold. In decision-making, he reveals the strengths and weaknesses of others, helping the seeker anticipate opposition before it manifests. But his aid is not given freely. Wisdom carries responsibility, and those who gain his insight must be prepared to act with precision and purpose. Hesitation, cowardice, or misuse of his knowledge will earn only silence in return. Eligos does not suffer the foolish. Summoning him without purpose, or as a test of curiosity, is met with indifference at best and frustration at worst. He values clarity, discipline, and intent. Approach him with uncertainty, and you may find the answers you seek slipping through your grasp. Unlike some spirits who demand offerings as tribute, Eligos requires proof of commitment, not blind devotion. Those who stand firm in their pursuit of wisdom will find in him a guide without equal. Eligos is not a spirit of brute force, nor does he revel in conquest for conquest's sake. He is a guide for those who seek mastery, not just of the battlefield, but of the mind and of influence. A knight, a tactician, a silent advisor standing behind the rulers of the world, offering wisdom to those who can wield it. He does not grant power freely. He reveals the paths to it. Those who call upon him must be prepared to listen, to act, and to understand that true dominance is not in the sword, but in the mind that commands it. Thank you for watching. Would you seek the guidance of Eligos? Let us know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the Goetia, Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more explorations into the hidden realms of demonology, history, and the occult. Until next time, may the light guide you through the shadows of the unknown.